Hey guys, so we're going to talk about roofs in this demo. We haven't really talked about them and we're not going to use them immediately, but I'm kind of covering all the basics for these first 2 weeks. So, as far as roofs go, you're going to have to use the roof tool initially, and you'll basically build your roofs until you can't build anymore, and then you'll have to free model stuff. That's just kind of how Revit works in my experience. I just deleted that top floor that I had here, and we're going to put an actual roof on this structure that I used for the previous video. So I'm going to go ahead and click on roof right here in the architecture menu. Um, no, don't worry about that. And then it's going to say you've created the roof on the lowest level. Would you like to move it to level 2? I'm actually going to move it to level 3. And if it's in the wrong spot, we'll fix it from there. So again, I'm working on level 3 right here. I'm going to use a line. Then I'm going to do an offset. Just a California thing, 2 foot offset's fairly standard. Um, there are certain home types where you might not have the roof extend at all. You might have it extend 3 feet. We're going to go ahead and do 2. We'll go ahead and leave the defined slope checked, and we'll leave chain checked as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trace the outline of this building. And because I have chain checked, you see how there's this gap right here if I'm about to place this? And that's going to fill that in. So it's very handy to have the chain option selected here because it'll actually simplify this process quite a bit. And I'm going to trace the whole perimeter of this area. So over here in the 3D view, you can see that I've got, close that, I've got these different lines here, and they all have this little symbol. We'll talk about that slope symbol in a second. But the roof is approximately in the right spot, and it's doing everything we need it to cover, or it's covering everything we need it to cover. We can also change the type, so we'll do wood rafter, 8-inch trusses, uh, and then asphalt shingle. It's a fairly standard, typical house here. We hit apply and we can see here's our roof right here. So it is a very easy to use tool, but we're actually going to go a little bit deeper in this. Again, you won't really be using this until your project 2, but I wanted to cover it for now. So here's our roof right here, and one of the things I mentioned was that slope value. So if we go back in here to edit footprint, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these 2 opposing lines right here, and then over here in the menu I'm going to uncheck defines roof slope. And if I apply that, it's actually going to rebuild that roof to this. So it's going to use different things to kind of calculate how that roof is going to go up. And from there it's going to build the roof in a different way. Now, one of the things that's, excuse me, fairly obvious right here is that we don't have anything kind of filling in this space, which you would typically have. We can adjust the slope of the roof with these dragging tools right here, but that's still not going to fill in that space. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach these walls to that roof. So I'm going to go around my model, and I'm going to select these exterior walls, and I'm going to do attach top base, and then I clicked on that, and then I'm going to click on this roof, and it's going to actually take those walls and draw them up so that they connect here with that roof. So that's what we want that to look like. And then again, if I was being super OCD, I should technically build another ceiling right here that would fill in that space. Some other things we can do with it, again, I can go back in here, edit the footprint, and let's say I could, click on this, uncheck defines roof slope, apply that, and again we could have something that would fill in, and then I'd have to create some sort of fascia here to fill in that space, or optionally not, I suppose. And the other option we have is actually manually editing the roof slope. This is kind of an inaccurate way to do this. So the correct way to sort of mass adjust the roof slope is through here. Let's say I do a 212, so for every 12 inches that this roof runs, it goes up 2 inches. So it's a much shallower roof. If we apply that, you can see that we have a much shallower roof versus the what it was before, which was a 912, which is a fairly steep roof. And you can also go all the way up to A-frame status, which, oh, I don't even remember what that is. 16. Is it 16? That doesn't sound right. Let's see. No, it's steeper than that. So you can adjust these values here, though. Let's put this at 412. So that's more typical for kind of a standard California construction. And then again, with the 2-foot offset, you leave overhead for additional shade on the side of the structure. So that's how you would put together a roof. Again, kind of a short video, but I wanted to kind of cover roofs because they are kind of something that we will very soon be dealing with, and I kind of touched on them a whole bunch in this video, or in the previous video, so wanted to cover that. All right, be back with another.